You are now watching The Queen Chioma. So hey guys, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be talking about baby mama culture once again. Now I know I have talked about this before, but I feel like sometimes I do have to regurgitate some topics because certain things just come back up and it's just like, wow, this is relevant and it's time to just talk about it with a different set of examples, even though the message is going to remain the same. Now before we get into this topic, let's do a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Modern Show Hair. They sent me their wig. This is a 24-inch body wave frontal wig. It has 4 combs, 2 on the sides, 1 in the middle, and 1 in the back. The knots do not come bleached, so I will be doing that. So I wanted to show you guys that this hair, again, is 24 inches. The density wasn't as thick as I wanted it to be, so I'm actually going to be showing you guys how I added in some longer extra bundles to make it thicker and longer. So I had 30-inch bundles laying around, so I took 2 30-inch bundles as well as 1 32-inch bundle that I had laying around, and as you guys can see, the hair is super duper long. So this is the hair as is. It's pretty thin and the hair is about 24 inches like I said. So I just put it up in a little ponytail. I'm going to be sectioning off the back of the wig and I'm exposing the lace. Then I'm taking those extra bundles. Of course I start with my longest one, which is my 32. Double knot the ends together and I start to sew that into the back end. And I did this all the way up the head. I did the full 32-inch bundles and I added in both of the 30-inch bundles to make it long and full. So you guys can see the difference between the beginning clip and the second clip of the wig with the extra hair added. So if you wanted to make any of your wigs a little bit thicker and fuller, feel free to glue in or sew in any extra bundles you have laying around. And I'm going to be bleaching the lace so we can get it to look like our scalp. So the first step is to bleach the knots, and I'm going to be using the bowl to place in all of our ingredients. I'm taking the Clairol BW2 bleaching powder, as well as some 40 volume developer, and lastly the Collider Colors in blue. This is a toning powder so that we can get our scalp color to look natural. So taking that bowl, I'm going to be adding in the bleaching powder first, then I'll add in the Collider Colors toning powder, and then I pour in that 40 volume developer, and then you want to take your mixing utensil and mix it all together, and you want the consistency to be thick, kind of like a paste, so that it's easy to spread right onto your lace and doesn't seep through or get too messy. So I'm going to be placing this all over the lace area, making sure that I coat it thoroughly. You want to use a light hand, even though this is sped up, it looks heavy, but you want to use a light hand so that it doesn't seep through and start to bleach your hair. So next thing I'm going to do is take a piece of foil and place that underneath the bleaching mixture because it's going to help it to develop. So once I let that sit for about 40 minutes, you can see that the lace color has like some blondish, yellowish color. It's not black anymore. So you're going to know that the lace has been bleached. And then I'm going to be taking my Shimmer Light shampoo, which is for bleaching, applying this onto the lace area and rinsing my wig thoroughly. So as you guys can see, the under part of the wig looks like a scalp color and it's going to blend seamlessly with your scalp. And then I'm going in with my crimper. That's the style that I wanted to do because I haven't done it in a while. So I sectioned off the hair, brush it off, spray some spritz on there to keep the hair together and brush it thoroughly again. And then I'm going to be sectioning off a smaller section because I really wanted it to be voluminous, so I went in small sections. And then I'm taking the crimper and I'm just going through. I add a spritz of spritz each crimp so that it can stay held together, and this is what each section looks like. So I did this all the way up the head, made sure I did all my sections, and I wanted it to be really big and voluminous. As you can see, I did it really detailed, making sure that all of the pieces were crimped, and I like to make sure I hold them for a while so that it can stay up because crimps can drop a little bit fast. So once that was said and done, I went back into the frontal area and I'm going to be doing the baby hairs. And I do like a ladder pattern, 1 baby hair down, another section up, 1 down, another section up, and I go just like that. And that's how I've been getting my baby hairs to kind of flow seamlessly. And I know I went overboard with the baby hairs in this video, but I wanted to try like a different style. I love doing all the little things that are popular. And then I always use a flat iron to curl my baby hairs because it really is a holy grail step in making them stay. Now, I only use the Got2b glue spray, mousse, and some form of edge brush. I no longer use edge control or anything with heavy oils, and baby hairs are really subjective. They can go any shape or way, and I just wanted to try something different, so I was kind of swooping them all around left and right trying to make it look so cute. So this was my initial style, but I just went in and did all of them the same way. So just putting on the wig, I put it on my head and I used glue and I used an elastic band to hold everything down. Went in with some powder just so it can match with my forehead color, and then voila, after I finished doing all my styling for the baby hairs, I swooped those baby hairs back into my hairline, and I need to go in and touch it up a little bit with the color, but for the most part, the wig was on and very much secure. It looks super duper pretty once the crimps kind of fell a little bit. I feel like this beautiful goddess. I love the way how crimps look on me. It's one of my favorite hairstyles, and the wig was just really beautiful. I love the fact that I added in that extra hair to make it thicker and longer and fuller, and it's overall a pretty standard, pretty good wig. So I will have the link down below to Modern Show Hair, and that is it. So let's get right into this video. So the reason why I want to talk about this is because as I was scrolling through Instagram, I kind of took like a little break from the blog sites. Sometimes I just unfollow all the blog sites and then refollow just to clear my mind. Sometimes it can get a little bit much. So I came across this post about India Royale. She is the child's mother and current girlfriend to rapper Lil Durk. So apparently it kind of just came out that she is his sixth baby mother, and yes, I said 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not 4, not 2, not 1, but 6 baby mother. And people were really shocked about this, including myself, because to be honest, I knew Lil Durk had kids prior to her, but I really thought that she was probably like the 3rd baby mom. I didn't know she was the 6th in line. So people were like, whoa, like what's going on? So according to It's On Site, they said after India Royale tweeted to her fans about not caring that she is the 6th baby mother to rapper Lil Durk, many people are wondering, when did that happen? Many people recall the rapper fathering 6 children with 5 different women. India also confirmed this by labeling one of her lashes from her self-titled makeup line Baby Mama Number 5. So after reading that, I'm just like, first of all, she was calling herself number 5 when in reality she was number 6. Clearly your boyfriend was out here doing a whole bunch of action and movement, and somehow you thought that your number was the 5th place when in reality you were in the 6th place. Very, very, very demoralizing, and I don't recommend. She then takes to Twitter by saying, y'all can't make me mad about being the 6th BM. I knew I was gonna be that when I chose parenthood over Planned Parenthood. I'm the BM, the obsession, lover, friend, authorized user on bank cards, and beneficiary. Talk to me nice, bitches. Meanwhile, prior to that tweet, she said, I refuse to be a nigga down BM. Shoot me. It's way less painful. So I just wanted to talk about this in a comprehensive standpoint. No real talking points. So let's get right into this video. So I have made a lot of videos and a lot of comments about baby mother culture because I feel like it's being perpetuated in a notion that does not serve any benefit to the young generation. And that's not just the young generation of kids who are currently in middle school and high school. I'm honestly really talking about the girls in our 20s, because I do see a lot of young women in their early and mid 20s getting pregnant and becoming baby mothers, not wives, just simply having a man's baby and carrying on with their life. Now, people are going to disagree with me because this is a touchy subject, and I do realize that a lot of young women who are baby mothers or have kids out of wedlock or just are single mothers do watch my commentary, but I'm here to tell you I'm going to stand 10 toes deep in saying don't do that, okay? Just don't do that shit at all. At the end of the day, this is not anything positive. I don't care how many Birkin bags he bought her. I don't care how many houses they own. I don't care if they're the ideal couple on the internet. It does not matter, because at the end of the day, you gain really nothing at all in the long run. Until you have some form of legal tie to this man, you don't really have anything. When she said she's the beneficiary, I'm really trying to figure out how. I want a lot of young women to understand you don't get that many benefits being somebody's girlfriend. Honestly, it's a verbal type of agreement. There's nothing legal about it. There's nothing written about it. There's nothing that can actually back you up in a court of law or anything that's considered actually important by just being the baby mother or the girlfriend. I understand not everything is going to be peaches and rainbows and unicorns and cupcakes, but this aspect of it has really driven a big wedge in a lot of young women's minds. We are now in this get a bag culture, and part of getting that bag is securing a rapper's heart and money through having a child by them and moving on with your life. Babies should not be used as pawns, as well as money makers, as well as some form of 777 lottery machine, just so these young girls can eat and carry on. And I feel like a lot of these rapper baby mamas and these couples really glamorize something that is super unattainable by the average person. I'm not saying that you can't luck up and get pregnant by a rich, famous rapper or athlete or musician or whatever, but the chances of that happening to the average young 20-something-year-old is probably next to none. Like, honestly, even for me, it probably won't happen. So I find it super duper crazy that I always see India and Lil Durk's pictures always reposted, and people have been praising their relationship and their couple and calling them couples goals for the longest, and little did we know that this girl knew she was the 6th baby mother and signed up for it. Now, let's just get into the whole idea of what I like to call bird brain behavior. Don't let bird brain behavior become your type of rhetoric, because at the end of the day, as pretty as India is, as well liked as she is, and as much as people really do gravitate to her because she is one of the rapper baby mothers that don't really do anything, she doesn't get into it with anybody, she's pretty well perceived, it's still bird-like behavior to willingly be a man's sixth baby mother. Now, I will say this, I feel like a woman who already has kids or had a kid prior to having another kid with somebody else is a little bit more privy to just having that child, because at the end of the day, I hate to say this, but you kind of already settled for being a baby mother or a single mom or whatever it may be. And people are going to say, oh, well, situations happen, relationships fail or whatever. Right, which is why you should try to strive to make sure that the individual you're with is in it for the long run. I know marriages are not foolproof, and I do realize that marriages do fail, but people cannot sit up here in these comments and tell me that there's less of a benefit to being married with kids than being unmarried with kids. It's like two completely different things. Furthermore, I feel like this keeps being perpetuated, and because the relationship seems some form of positive and it's well perceived by the media or the masses, it's like, it's okay for them, you know, we will give them a pass. Like Lil Durk in India, we know he loves her, he talks about her on all the songs and everything. Like, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying their relationship and their love. Granted, I wouldn't think it's perfect because I don't think every relationship is perfect, but I'm not denying that they both had true, genuine love for each other. But in other cases, we're giving passes. Like, let's be real, with G Herbo and Taina, everybody is, oh my goodness, we love them, can't wait to see the baby. It's still a baby mother situation. It's still a, if Herb ends up leaving her or going away or whatever, she's still gonna be stuck in that situation with child. And I don't mean stuck in a bad way, but just without the whole two-parent household. And we all know statistically two-parent households tend to produce better achieving children than not. So I want people to look at the pros and the benefits to having a child within wedlock and also with the right man. Stop letting these types of Instagram, social media examples cloud your judgment with who you are as a young woman, because the chances of you slipping upon a rich man's peen in this format are slim to none. And that's a harsh reality, but it is a reality. No one should be striving or be happy or be okay with being the sixth baby's mother, and definitely not the wife. That's how I feel. If you're going to do that, secure some form of marriage prior to, even though it's still a red flag, but at the end of the day, at least you're getting something out of it. A lot of young women are thinking like, okay, well, I'm still gonna get money, I'm still gonna get paid, I might get followers, I might get bags, all of these materialistic items that don't come with you when you die, like all for the exchange of a baby that you're stuck with for the rest of your life. You're going to go and risk that for a lot of luxury items, when as a woman you could work hard, build your own brand or business or career to still afford those things without the help of a man. Like, I feel like the bar is super low for a lot of young women in this generation right now, because we're literally praising things that are just super dead wrong, and when you speak against it, now you're a hater, you're somebody who can't get a man, or you wish you had this. I promise you, I think my body looks good enough, my face looks good enough, and my personality and what I bring to the table is exceeding most of these girls. But guess what? I still have guys with blue check marks in my DMs. They just don't get responded to because I know what type of men they are. I'm not looking for a come up through some form of baby mama situation, because I could have been did that a long time ago. Like, let's just be real. I want all of the young women to understand that there's just levels to this, and the level is, do not do it. If you really feel like you can risk everything that you have going for yourself for the sake of a man to live this some form of luxurious lifestyle that we all know is super artificial and only really exists online, then so be it. But if you're gonna be someone that's checked in with reality, being the sixth baby mother and proud, and honestly she was the fifth baby mother until she really found out that she's actually the sixth, like, it just doesn't get any more embarrassing and demoralizing than that. And it's not to put down India, because from her content or whatever, I do like her, she seems like a sweet girl, she's never in anything, but I don't think it's something to exemplify, and I don't think that she should really comment much on it. Like, no one's gonna necessarily make you feel bad until you bring it up and start talking about it, and we're just like, girl, that's nothing to be proud of. Like, it's a decision that you made, but just sit with it and keep it silent, because at the end of the day, it's still not cute. Overall, I want this young generation to just kill this baby mama culture, especially with this quarantine that we just finished and we're kind of getting out of. I see a lot of y'all young women pregnant. I see a lot of young women just coming up and saying, well, here we are, I'm pregnant, I'm expecting, with no father in sight, with no boyfriend in sight, with no ring in sight, with no career in sight, with no real deal money in sight. Like, as a young woman, do you have yourself established enough to even have a child and be successful if you're deciding to not be a single mom? A lot of young women know exactly what they're getting into in these situations, but then when the situation actually comes into fruition, it's, oh, woe is me, and let me fill the atmosphere with my sorrows, when it's like, girl, you knew what you were signing up for, okay? Don't end up being somebody's baby mother. Like, I just don't like the whole my BM, the baby moms, blah, blah, blah. To me, it's just not cute. Like, it's just kind of ghetto. I pray I don't ever have to eat my words, but I've been working working very hard to never ever put myself in that situation. I really do not suggest it. These girls on the internet, they lucked up with somebody who could really take care of them and their kids forever, literally. So be it for these ladies. But for the general public and the average woman, being the sixth baby mother, the third, fourth, whatever, there's nothing cute about it. So let's not make this something that's normalized and that is okay for young women in the society, especially as young black women and or women of color. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.
Give me that. A pound in the back of the scat pack. Only fuck with real athletes, not the bench pass. Even if I ain't making sense, he's still my dollar boy. I could take your man off the field, make him my water boy. I got pounds in the trunk, lingerie under my trench. We the starting players, fuck them niggas on the bench. Just the empire eating queen, Chioma cookie. That's why NMP stands for need more pussy. How I cut out dairy, but I'm still eating cheese. Make him go cuckoo while he grabbing on my cheese. Always keep it classy, cause them hoes be playing hooky. I see you stalk my page, but you still can't book me. And he be sweating me because this thing too gushy. They say they love Queen Chioma, but my name not Lucy. And every day I'm lit, but my name not Lucci. They calling for the queen, no bitch, not you, me.